is
Zaza. Oh, yeah.
Fitzy and
Sweet as.
Wippa.
Hey, mate.
Hey, says.
How's it going?
Not bad. Hey, I think I am about to have a heart attack, so I thought I would tell you something before I die.
Okay. Well, I don't know CPR, so
No,
you are really going down. I can't help.
Deathbed confessions.
Oh, gotcha, good.
Yeah, I think I'm about to have a heart attack.
Okay, go.
I'm wearing your underpants.
I knew that.
Yeah, Gary sold them to me for $20. He said $20 is $20.
I didn't know you wanted to wear them, though.
Is there anything that you would reveal on your deathbed?
Only to management, so I get that payout
Oh,
on the way. No?
about
Oh, you know about
the photos
thing
you took of
with the thing.
me in the nude.
Oh, we're going there, are we? I deleted those.
Did you?
Yeah, just so you know.
I thought you would put them on OnlyFans. 'Cause
Screensaver.
$20 is $20. Deathbed Confessions got a phenomenal story about what one guy did because he wanted to throw his friends and family off the scent a little bit. It's a great story. Enjoy the podcast.
Yeah.
The Fitzy and Wippa podcast.
Deathbed Confessions. All right, confessions. Yeah, I like it. Remember that time we were in LA and Usher pulled up in his Porsche and he yelled at the guy at the front of the hotel, "Hey, who's going to park my Porsche?" No one took interest in him.
You should have stepped forward.
Who's going to park my Porsche?
Pretend you work there, grab the keys, front seat.
And take off.
Yep.
My confession is I stole Usher's car. What about this one? This confession, and there's a lot of, I did the wrong thing and all of this sort of stuff, and I had another kid in this kind of gear. This person, and I quite like the idea, so this is a website I found, there's over 150,000 anonymous confessions.
Just a standard sort of Wednesday night for you.
Yeah, another big night, mate. Don't you worry about that. And this one goes on to say that my husband, he had a dying wish. It's not so much a confession, but a dying wish. He was a banker and considered himself to be quite a boring guy. And he wanted people to think that he led a double life and he was actually an interesting guy, that no one ever knew the other side to his life. So he had his wife organise 3 blacked out Land Rovers that followed the coffin, the hearse, as they made their way to the funeral. He then had actors in suits and trench coats with earpieces in, like Secret Service, at the funeral to stand around. So then he even had the wife say to everybody, "We can't tell you about his other life."
Did they believe him or her?
And they've never to this day told anybody the truth.
That's so good.
I love that.
Just black cars, procession, arrived there, Secret Service, whispering into the wrist, checking, looking at people, a lot of eye contact, and everyone was like, "Whoa, what's going on here? I've never seen this side of this boring banker that we know."
Best thing you can do is something fun on the way out. If you have the ability to plan it like that.
Yeah. A couple of other confessions they have here. A great aunt of mine says that her husband on his deathbed, this is not so significant. He turned to her, he's about to die, he said, "I need to tell you something. I shrunk 2 of your favourite woolen jumpers in the wash."
That would be me
That's
to
how
Gary.
scared he was in the
Several.
relationship. That is how whipped this guy was in the relationship. He held on to that. And in his last breath, he didn't want to say anything else besides admit, because he'd lived with the guilt of shrinking 2 bloody
Why would you
jumpers.
bother?
This woman says, "My mum had a patient who was terminal and confessed to killing his twin brother in Vietnam and then blamed the death on the war." My God. I had a patient who was 86 and she had a bunch of crosses that were put up around the room. There were 14 crosses put up around the room as she went to pass, so much so that the nurse couldn't actually come in to treat her because of how many crosses there were. She then turned to the nurse and said, "I took 14 souls."
Oh, it's a bit full on,
Isn't it? When my grandpa was dying, he confessed to Mum that his younger brother was not his biological son.
See, that's unfair on the way out to drop a "you're not my child" or something like that. That's you're leaving behind a life of questions as you exit. Who in this room wants to confess? I feel like Matt DeGroot. What would you say?
I say everything on the air.
Cuff it up, cuff it up.
Is there anything that you don't even have to say what it is, but is there something you would be harbouring that would be a deathbed confession?
I mean, I think everyone harbours an absolute deepest.
I don't think so.
Oh, Sarah.
What do you mean?
I don't reckon I have anything to confess on my deathbed.
I know some things about you that you would never say on air, and Gary doesn't even know.
That is such rubbish. If I don't know them, you don't know
I'll tell you
them.
what, if we had a segment called "What I Know About Sarah,"
Okay,
And
well, you can do that.
We'd be taken off air. They'd put in a 30-second censor beep like they do at some other radio stations. We'd be dumped every second if I went into that.
De Groot thinks I'm the most boring person on earth, so I reckon he knows.
How about this one? I love this. So there's a bloke in Tennessee who's on his deathbed. He confesses to murder. He says, all right, there's something I need to tell you before I go. I killed somebody. The doctor comes in and says, just got your scans back. You've made an amazing recovery.
You're all clear.
He got sentenced to 17 years in
You're
prison.
getting sucked in.
Got him a beauty. I feel like I could do your deathbed
Okay,
confession,
go on,
Sarah.
please.
So this is you. All right, you're not well. Let's come to you. All right, because back in our time, like you're now going to die when you're 110. So there you are. You're frail, and you're going, oh, see you world. I'm about to head off. It's been a bit of fun, and thanks for having me.
Got my bunions and my bowels have collapsed.
Okay, well, we don't need to go into too much detail.
Sure. I was painting a picture.
And then you go, oh, by the way, I slept with 3 brothers.
Well, it was only 2, and slept with is a stretch.
Okay.
But
I was touched intimately by 3 brothers.
again, it was 2, and we've told Sydney so many times. Who would I be confessing to?
I'm so sorry about it. Tom, what would you do? I'm actually a female.
Yeah,
We know, mate. It's not a confession.
yeah. I've been intimately touched by 2 brothers. Maybe something like that. Anyway, no, I have nothing left in the closet. It's all come out.
What about workplace confessions? You want to play that game?
Hello, Benny in Riverwood. Hello.
How you going, mate?
Yeah, we're good, Betty. Well, you got a story about your dad, do you?
Yeah. Oh, unfortunately, when he passed away earlier this year, he passed away after my mother, and he confessed that I was adopted.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, Ben, how did that go down with you?
It hasn't gone down well, actually. There's a big gap between me and all my brothers, which kind of makes sense now. A lot of it makes sense.
So you're older than your
Paperwork.
brothers?
No, my brothers are all way older than me. And if you look at the date, my mum would have been about 50-odd when she had me.
Right.
So you had no idea pre him saying that?
No. You have family fights and shit gets thrown around and stuff like that, but you kind of take it with a grain of salt if they're just old wog, old wog ways. You used to throw that in everybody's face. But
Benny?
Yeah.
How long after did he pass away, after he told you? Like, were you able to find out some more information?
No, like he literally passed away, he told me, and then it was about a couple of days later he passed away.
And did your mum fill in any blanks?
No, mum passed away earlier the year, yeah.
Oh,
So
sorry.
you had nowhere to turn.
Trying to look through paperwork, stuff like that, get my birth certificates and all that through the estate has been a nightmare with my brothers and that, and it's kind of, yeah. I've got given a copy of the will. I've been cut out of the will, stuff like that. It's all great, yeah.
That'd be hard to cop, Benny, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, it is, to be honest. Especially the thing that makes more sense now is when my daughter, I was going for a bit of a custody thing with my daughter. I wanted to get a DNA test done and stuff, and my parents were very against it. And I said, why not with you guys? We'll all get DNA tests, prove it, this and that. And yeah, now it kind of makes sense to why they didn't want to do that.
I wonder why they kept it secret.
Benny, why don't you...
I've got a lot of answers, but I got a lot of questions, but it's just who do you ask,
So you want to meet your real parents?
I kind of do. I'm in the process now of looking up adoption records, stuff like that. It's just a long process. You have to fill out paperwork and then just wait.
Benny, stay on the line. We might be able to help out, mate. We've been, excuse me, we've been able to help some people before through ancestry.com.au. They've been really instrumental in sort of tracking down lost loved ones and situations like this, Benny. So we'll take your details, mate, and see if we can help you out, all right?
Oh, beautiful. Thanks, guys.
Good on you, legend. Thanks for sharing. Gabby in Forestville, what's your story?
Hey guys, so it's not quite deathbed confession, but my grandma's 91 now, and quite recently she came out with a confession to my mum and auntie. They're in their 50s, the whole life they thought they were full-blooded sisters, and she's like, no, you two are half-sisters, I had an affair.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, so different dad.
Different dad, her high school sweetheart while she was married to her husband.
And was that the first time she told anyone?
Yeah, Mum and Auntie had zero idea. It was always like a joke that they looked quite different, but no idea.
So the one dad that they thought they had,
Yeah.
the daughter that wasn't to that dad. Has she gone out to try and find her real dad now?
Well, the weird thing was that Grandma subsequently married that dad as well.
Oh, so like
jeez.
first husband, second husband.
Granny
so...
is not afraid of it.
First husband, fourth husband, but yes.
Oh, okay, whoa. Granny loves it.
So she got married.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, the childhood sweetheart turns up on the door. Granny thinks, why not? And then another two also roll through Grandma.
Oh, that is a...
That's it.
That sounds bad. I'm not saying Granny was the
Gabby.
town bicycle or anything. I'm not saying that, but it just gets confusing, Gabby, because I know a guy by the name of Tim, and he had a rough one because he had to try and work out his family, and his grandmother lived in Fremantle.
And she had a bike as well?
In Perth. She definitely had a bike. Because when the sailors would come into Fremantle in WA, she would get to know the sailors.
Oh, welcome,
And she
crew.
had 12 kids to 12 different men.
Did everyone know this at the time?
No,
Or was she married
no.
and everyone...
No. So they didn't know, but then these kids started adding up and names started being thrown around, and good old Granny would be there on the wharf.
Welcome wagon.
She was not referred to as a welcome wagon.
I meant more her
And no woman
presence.
should ever be referred to as a welcome wagon.
Or more a shaggin' wagon, isn't it? As if that's the most horrifying thing that's gone to air today.
That's disgusting, Sarah.
Get stuffed, Whipley. Don't just play on Usher and laugh.
Well, we're going to finish on Get Stuffed Whipped, are we?
Get the jump on summer and check out whatif.com for amazing getaways. Aussies just know how to summer. It's in our DNA.
Bring it on. Book your accommodation, flights, car hire and more, all on the What If app.
What if? It's Aussie for travel.
This is an interesting idea. The question being asked is, should exercise calories be added to food labels, right? So if you were to look at a chocolate bar, it'll tell you what you need to do to work that chocolate bar off.
I think this is awesome education for people, even if you choose to ignore it.
This is out of one of the universities, and they say, we believe this is a great step forward to tackling obesity. So let's say you've got a chocolate bar here.
Yep.
It'll tell you what the calories are. It'll then tell you that to burn off that chocolate bar, it's a 42-minute walk or it's a 21-minute run.
But that's great, because imagine you're standing there, you want a sweet treat, and regardless you're going to get one, but you can at least go, well, if my two favourite things are this and this, I'm going to do this one because I know this week I'm tired and I'm not going to give the effort to exercise.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead, please,
if
Matt.
it multiplies, right? So say you have your Snickers at 11, and then at lunch you have a bowl of noodles, right? And so the bowl of noodles would take 2 hours to walk off. So am I now have to do 2 hours and 40 minutes, or is it just 2 hours, but it's all included in burning off? Because at the rate that you eat, you're going to have to do 17 hours of exercise every day.
But sorry, I thought you meant you were looking for just an hourly count of when that biscuit or chocolate bar would be broken down.
Like if I'm going for my walk, am I just burning off the Snickers, or is part of dinner last night going as well, and the snack that I had after tea?
There'd be varied exercises as well. If they write 20 minutes of running and you go, well, I don't run, I've got a bung knee, how much walking is that? Yes, but it's more about even just the calorie understanding is good for people.
But the problem is I see it the other way, and I feel like I'd be, like if you had your personal trainer, I'd be treated like a dog, where I'd be going, okay, 20 push-ups, give me another Tim Tam. Okay, I've done that exercise. Yeah, pass me another biscuit. Biscuit! Give me another biscuit. I just did 3 laps of the oval. So if I earned the biscuit, give me the biscuit now. So I would end the training session at neutral, but I would have been fed through biscuits the entire time.
All I can see is you as a Labrador. That's it.
And there I go. We do another lap. Give me another bicky, another bicky, another bicky. That's what I feel it would be like. Not so much, I won't have that. It would be, I'll do it, now give that to me.
You know, one of our favourite people to follow on Instagram, Whips, he does the comparisons, doesn't he? He puts up like 3 Tim Tams versus, I don't know, something else, and what will they actually work out? A paddle pop versus a maxi bon or something. See, people want to know how bad what they're eating is, so that when you do eat it, you can be educated.
But what is the perfect result? Like, when I say that, not your body.
They're just the calories in, calories out, isn't it?
Yes, it is. But the biggest thing with weight loss, if you ask me, is planning, right? If you can plan, then you can nail it. Because you need to be able to have... The one thing people don't want to be is inconvenienced. I don't want to have to get there and go, oh, can I eat that? I don't know if I can eat that. So if you can take thinking out of it, like if I can go into the fridge with the icy poles in it, right at the corner store,
ice cream fridge,
and on my my MyFitnessPal app where I put my calorie counter in, it can link to that, and I can look over it and go, and it says, oh yeah, you can have a paddle pop, mate. Yeah, you have you can have a chocolate paddle pop. Hey, well done. You've done some exercise today. I'm scanning over the top and they go, hey, why don't you go get some connoisseur ice cream, you little piglet.
Are you just walking through the supermarket waiting for your phone to light up green?
Yeah.
Go. Eat. Red, stay away,
That's what
stay
I
away.
want,
Go,
Sarah.
stay away.
Push notifications. So I walk
You're in
past
the lolly aisle.
a food store and it goes, me. You can eat that. Off you go, piggy, you're in. Pig time. Get your snout in the trough.
Why don't you just do a general regime of fitness and eat in moderation?
Yeah, but they're not the moments that bring you unstuck. It is that moment you're tired, you're whatever, someone in the office brings a heap of lollies. Like, that's when you want to know.
Yeah. The best advice that I got was, if you eat something crap, don't think of it like, well, I've had a chocolate at 8 a.m, so I'm going to eat crap for the rest of the day because my healthy day's ruined. But think of it like dropping your mobile phone. If you drop your mobile phone, you wouldn't then go, oh, I've dropped it, so I may as well just keep dropping it on the ground all day.
No, you'd
pick it back up and be like, I'm going to try to protect that right now.
It doesn't make any sense. You're not naturally going to keep dropping your phone for the rest of the day. If I've had 10 Tim Tams for breakfast, there's not much I can do to make that day good, mate, so I'm going to plough all the way through.
The Fitzy and Wippa podcast.
Can we fire up a bit of Bear Grylls? Bear Grylls, I was always a big fan. I mean, the minute I saw him drink water out of an elephant's turd and then sleep inside a dead camel, I went, this guy's extreme.
I love that that's your basis for loving him.
I also watched an episode of Bear Grylls where he was halfway up a waterfall. Like, he's scaling this giant waterfall. And I don't know how the cameraman's up there with him. Maybe he was just holding a GoPro. And then he'd eaten some berries about half an hour beforehand. And he goes, the berries aren't sitting very well in my stomach. I'll ask the camera to turn away now.
Oh, don't.
He got the runs halfway up a waterfall and had to drop his strides.
While the rest of the crew are at the bottom using that pond for drinking water.
They're all down there celebrating.
Gross.
Oh, we've got a bit of Bear Grylls in the system.
He's got one stinging. That one has got me just up here. Can you pull it off for me? Try and get the little stinger.
That's when he was stung by about 1,000 bees and he couldn't open his eyes, the poor guy. But you know what's great? I don't know what service it's on at the moment, what platform it's on, but it's you versus Grills. So you can choose the adventure. So it's him going, should I try to scale the wall? And you get to vote with your remote control. Or should I take the stream?
What, like 60% of people say I should take the stream?
No. You actually have to use your controller and vote.
Oh, so it's individual just to you.
Yeah, so it's like they've filmed 2 storylines, but he gets to each point. It's quite clever.
Yeah,
and you get to choose whether he blows up this canyon or does he abseil off this wall. Anyway, this story's a bit more serious than the laughter I'm getting from Bear at the moment because I do like the man. But how's this? I had no idea. So, Pippa Middleton, she married a guy by the name of James Matthews.
Yes.
He's 47 years old. There was a brother, Michael Matthews, and there's another brother called Spencer Matthews.
And he was in a reality TV show.
Yeah, he's now going out,
He's married to Vogue Williams. Who
Well done,
Brian
Sez.
McFadden's ex.
Yes, she spent a lot of time here and often DJ'd a Nova Party, Vogue Williams, Tommy. Yeah. Anyway, Michael Matthews, the middle brother, was a keen mountaineer. This is when he was quite young. Now, Bear Grylls had the world record for the youngest man to scale Mount Everest, right, to summit Mount Everest, to get to the top. Cool. And he was 23 years old. So Michael Matthews said, you know what, I'm going to beat him. I'm going to beat Bear Grylls, and I'm going to summit Mount Everest at the tender age of 22. To his credit, he did, but he didn't make it back. So he summited Mount Everest, yes, ticked it off. I've stood there, I've held the flag on behalf of Britain, well done. And he was an experienced mountaineer. Even though he was young, he had done a lot through the Swiss Alps, Kilimanjaro. He'd done a lot of mountaineering.
Yeah.
Anyway, he died on the way back down.
Are you kidding?
No. So they've just spoken about this for the first time because Spencer, the younger brother, is putting together a documentary to pay tribute to his brother. Anyway, the story goes that the Michael Matthews, the mountaineer, separated from the group that was climbing and then somehow lost his way and went off course. And they've never, ever found him. So Bear Grylls, although he was also friends with them and held the record that they were competing with, He then led a private mission to recover the body.
Oh, wow.
And Bear Grylls went up Mount Everest to the summit again and came back down with 10 Nepalese to try and find the body.
And did they?
No.
You're kidding. So hang
Couldn't
on.
find the body.
Does that mean that... Do they think he's alive? Like, how do they actually know he's dead?
Well, you would assume he's dead. No one survives up there for very long.
But
Because the minute you stop moving up there, you go numb in the legs.
But where would the body go?
The body would be covered under ice and snow.
Oh, that's really sad.
Really sad. And there's one Sherpa in particular in Nepal that believes he knows exactly where he would have gone because other people have gone that way before.
Yeah.
So Spencer, the younger brother, is now, with the documentary he's making, launching another mission to try and recover his brother's body.
But how many years ago was this? Because wouldn't the body be buried
this was
quite significantly?
1999.
Oh,
Yeah, long time ago. But there's still, when you climb Mount Everest these days, and it's not cheap to do either, it's like $70,000 to $100,000. When you walk up, not only is there a lot of people and there's a lot of junk because there's oxygen tanks hanging around, you walk past dead bodies.
yeah, no thanks.
That it's too hard and too risky to remove the bodies.
Why would it be too risky?
It's just because the minute you try and carry somebody down or go off track to go and do that, you risk your own life. I mean, there's so many stories. Is it Into Thin Air? Is that the movie they made as well, Tommy?
Yeah.
Well, there's one guy in particular.
So good.
I mean, there's phenomenal stories, but a couple of those ones. One where the guide, when you break the rules, says you're in trouble. You never break the rules. And this guy, it was his third attempt to get up to the mountain, up to the top, to summit. And the guide said, oh, man, we can't. The weather's coming in. He talked him into it.
Oh, don't.
They summited. They started to come back down. Weather came in. This guy ends up calling home on a satellite phone to say, I just want to let you know I love you, darling. Send the kids my best.
Is that the New Zealand guy?
Yeah.
That they then, yeah.
The
That was
movie Everest.
Everest. That was
Because
amazing.
he sat down, his legs went numb. And that was it. And he knew he was gone. But then there's another one where, you talk about rescuing or retrieving a body.
Yeah.
Where one guy falls down and they go, he's still alive, but he's gone in terms of his function of his body. And he thinks they have to make the decision to move on without him.
Imagine sitting there for hours.
3 days later, he wanders into camp. Hey, thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys, for leaving me behind. I just had a cramp.
The only reason he knew how to find camp because he couldn't see anything because the weather was so bad was because of the toilets, the stench of human waste. He went, I must be on the way somewhere unless, I don't know, there's a deer halfway up the mountain here.
$100,000. Like, you can be on a beach in Hawaii or you can be hanging off the mountain.
Hanging off the mountain. And then the only way to find home is the smell of your own poo from 3 days ago. Because I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time.
The Fitzy and Wippa podcast.
Lights, camera, clarity.
Ooh, Sarah.
The top trending stories in entertainment this morning. Jennifer Aniston. This is amazing. She's opened up about her lengthy battle to try and conceive kids, revealing that she was throwing everything at it, going through IVF, drinking Chinese teas, all the different methods that people say to try. She doesn't really, or previously wouldn't share about this part of her life. And there were always these rumours that her marriage to Brad Pitt and then to Justin Theroux both fell apart because she didn't want kids or it wasn't happening, but this is all incorrect. And she says that's not true. She said, one day I'll write a book about my infertility journey because I no longer feel as though I have anything to hide. But she said one of her biggest regrets is not freezing her eggs. And she just said she just never knew it was going to be so hard.
That's hard. Has she revealed anything else, Says?
No.
Like her whole body on the front cover of that magazine.
Allure magazine. How about that?
Like wearing a tiny Chanel coconut bra?
It's a. I mean,
what is that?
It's not a coconut bra, but the bits on
Looks like
her
she's ready for
boobs,
Carnival.
Yeah, they're very small patches that cover the area. But she looks phenomenal.
How old is Jen?
53. Like, that is not what 50... Remember when you were a kid and you thought 53? Like, you thought when your parents
over
turned
the hill.
40, that was over the hill.
To think that I can look like her at 53.
You can. Stick
Something
at
to
it.
work towards.
You and me
well
both,
done, Jen.
buddy. Hey, Jennifer Lopez has praised Ben Affleck's ex-wife, Jennifer Garner, calling her a wonderful co-parent, which is nice. They all clearly get along very well. And I guess the kids are older, so it helps. But she also revealed how she and Ben Affleck got back together. So this is fun. He emailed her After he,
J-Lo.
Yeah, after he split from Ana de Armas, who was in Bond and Knives Out. Very beautiful. And, you know, he and Anna had done this film together. They dated for a bit and then that just ran its course. But he then emailed Jennifer Lopez to let her know that he had raved about her in an interview that he'd done.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, after that, they kept talking, started hanging out again. Next thing you know, they're married. The old email.
Jennifer Garner, is she the one that we bumped into in the restaurant in LA that time?
That is Jennifer Love Hewitt. She was in Party of Five. Jennifer Garner was Alias.
Okay, who's this? Who's the girl in the movie we keep watching at home? Yes Day.
Yeah, that's Jennifer Garner.
That's Jennifer Garner.
With the brown hair.
So that's not Jennifer. Which one was the one in the toilet?
Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Right.
She was Party of Five, if you ever watched it.
Right.
And all those, I know you did last summer movies.
Yes Day is a good movie. It's a good movie for a kid's film.
She did that, Jennifer Garner, as part of promo for the film. She reckons she did that for a day for her kids. I don't think she thought it was the best idea after that.
No, terrible idea.
Yeah, shocking.
Go
Just
for
saying
it.
yes to everything.
Go for it, Mum and Dad.
Finally, Judge Judy has revealed which Hollywood big name this man is terrified of her. Justin Bieber. They used to live next door to each other. And she revealed the lengths Biebs would go in order to avoid her.
There was a period of time before he grew up when he was foolish and doing foolish things. And so I must have said something about it. And then I understood that he was paying the front door people to let them know when I was there, coming and going, so he wouldn't have to bump into me.
Amazing.
Because he'd been done for, I think it was DUI.
Yeah,
and so
but
she
then-
really publicly slammed him for it. So he got his security to tell.
Remember Biebs went through the egg throwing stage? Where the neighbours are just, his mates had come round like any other kid or someone, you know, leaving school at the end of year 12, and they just pegged people with eggs. So you would have thought Judge Judy would have been on the egg list. And then you saw that his mates threw one at Prince Charles overnight.
Unconfirmed that they were linked.
And missed.
Yeah, what a terrible shot that protester
I saw
made.
Judge Judy the other day with a ponytail.
I know, you didn't think
And
of
I
her
went,
as having long hair.
Oh, I didn't think of you as a human.
She is like the longest serving person on TV or something like that. She's worth so much money.
Her and Dr. Phil. Is Dr. Phil?
Is he still on TV?
Yeah. Yeah, he's still Phil, yeah.
Does his show still run though?
Massive.
Really?
Huge show. We kicked a footy over his front fence one time, didn't we?
On purpose?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a way of trying to get celebrities on the show. You kick a footy over.
Tommy will normally email a publicist saying, hey, can we get Dr. Phil on? That'd be great.
Last resort.
When we don't get an email, we kick a footy over the fence, ring the doorbell and say, can I get my footy back?
Whatever works.
Unfortunately, they all have people on the door, and Phil didn't come down and then play kick to kick in the street.
Did someone give you back your footy?
Gwen Stefani's housekeeper we got on the over
Yeah,
the
Gwen Stefani's
intercom.
housekeeper with the chef. I think he was from Sydney.
Yeah.
Well, that validates our whole trip to LA.
We got the footy back.
The Fitzy and Wippa podcast.
The countdown is on. Tomorrow, the pub tour.
Fitzy and Whipper's annual Sydney pub crawl. The tour is underway. One minibus, a couple of breakfast hosts.
All right, who's next?
And as many frothies with our listeners as we can in 24 hours.
All right, next pub, let's go.
Jump on board the Life Crisis. Sydney Pub Tour. Life Crisis.
You should start off at the Alawa Hotel.
The Pioneer Tavern.
The Quakers Inn.
When you finish with a few frothies and you want a sort of a cider, grab a Batlow and we'll have a cake for you at the Royal Oak.
God, I heard his voice. Did you hear that guy's voice before? That was Fitzy. Do you remember him?
I know.
That's when he had a voice. Not on the show today. I'm worried sick about his appearance tomorrow.
I reckon
Tommy-
he'll be there. He just can't talk much.
There's many medicines to heal a broken throat. Is beer one of them?
Oh, yeah.
Or do we have to give him like whiskey all the way around?
Jägermeister. Jägermeister is it translates to master of the hunt, and it was used for medical purposes back in the day before it became popular with vodka. So maybe that's his best move forward. If he
Okay.
just tours on the Jägermeister.
Yeah, I'll text him now and we'll get him on the Jaeger bombs.
Have you got
early.
an update from him? Is he all right?
Yeah, he's just very sore, laryngitis. laryngitis, guys.
We had Rosso in. He says he's going to step up. We need Sydney to step up and replace Fitzy tomorrow. And he needs to be there.
Yeah.
Hold your voice, drink your beer, come on the journey.
One of our listeners has suggested if Fitzy doesn't make it, that we just take the cardboard cutout of Fitzy that we have.
Right, into every pub.
Tour that
Could you
around.
imagine what everybody does to that cardboard cutout on a Friday as we tour it around? It's not a bad idea. What's going to be exciting too, we're starting at the Carousel in Rooty Hill, 9 a.m. We're going to be broadcasting from there as well as we have our first beer before we get back on the bus and start touring. And then we're going to end up at the O Bar and Dining. We spoke to them the other day. Exclusive spot, World Square. That is going to be huge.
No, they're at Australia Square.
Australia Square is what I meant.
They've got a wedding on and they're letting us come in.
Are they?
Amazing.
Great idea.
Yeah, awesome idea.
To do the speeches?
After 40 pubs.
Hey, Tommy.
Yeah.
Bring it in.
Oh.
I heard about another radio show.
Yeah.
Direct competition. Heading to a pub tomorrow.
Yeah, that actually
for a team event.
I did hear about this.
I want to kick the barn doors open and storm in and give each and every one of them a Fitzy and Wippa bottle opener.
Is this their Christmas lunch?
Yeah,
is this a special occasion?
It's their Christmas lunch, and it's it is at around lunchtime in the area, one of the areas that we may be close to, guys. So you think maybe we pop in and
ruin a few people's day?
Sure.
That's nice, Whips.
I could wear a leather jacket like Jonesy.
Good. Oh, okay. Is it Jonesy?
Jonesy and Amanda, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They'll be having a nice, quiet one. You know how they do.
A classy
really polite.
wine and
Jonesy will be having a lovely rosé or something, and maybe some oysters.
And then you storm in with some branded toilet paper.
With a nice vinaigrette, and then the doors fly open. It's a pub tour!
Kick the doors in.
Kick the doors in, mate. Not afraid to.
What a pest.
So put that on the list. If you want to come and have a drink with us, here's a couple of spots we're going to be. Carousel Rooty Hill, I mentioned that, 9 o'clock. Uncle Buck's in Mount Druitt at 9:15. We're on the go there. Me to see. Yes, it's early, but if you've got nothing better to do. The Royal Oak Hotel in Parramatta at 10:40. Unity Hall in Balmain, the hotel there at 1:30.
It's a good time for a lunch beer, isn't it?
Great time for a lunch beer. The Australian Hotel in the Rocks at 3 o'clock. So if you're working in the city, right, and you think, oh my God, we're past midday, where can I go for a beer? The Australian Hotel. 3 o'clock, we are going to be there. So get involved. Let's talk to Shawnee in Lane Cove. Hello, buddy.
Hey, Wippa, how you doing?
Good, mate. How can you get involved in our Midlife Crisis pub tour tomorrow?
Well, I know it's going to be a pretty full-on day, but you'll definitely all need to bounce back on the Saturday. So I thought you might want a hangover cure to help you out.
What do you got, Sean?
Well, I'm the maker of a product called Shoujo Tonics. It's a mix of curcumin, B vitamins, and vitamin C.
Okay.
And it's been known to help with the recovery of a big night out.
At what point in the process do you take it? Because we did have a caller who said we need to be doing body prep today. How's this work?
So you drink it before you start drinking.
Okay.
So in the morning before your 9 o'clock start, I heard just now. And and then the next day, if you're still feeling a bit rough, take another one.
Wow, this is the first time I've actually felt like an athlete.
Oh, okay.
I've got a big event and I need to prepare for it.
Yeah, and you're talking about the Jägermeister story. This has a bit of a backstory. We made this because we were inspired by the visit to Japan.
Yeah.
The Japanese salary worker, as you know, loves to go out for a drink in the evening. And they have been drinking curcumin or turmeric shots for decades because they believe it helps with a hangover. So that's what inspired us to make it.
Well, this makes sense. Can we stack it on the bus, Sean? Is that cool?
Yep, absolutely. If you would love to send you some if you guys are interested in trying it.
Open to that.
Great idea, Sean. Thanks, mate. We'll get into that tomorrow. Jeff in Hunters Hill got an offer for us, do you, Jeff?
Hi, team.
What are you thinking, buddy?
Well, I know you've got to think about how you finish, but let's talk about how we start the day. How about we load up the limo for the trip out to Rooty Hill with some Mr. Stubbs cocktails, some espresso and some
Are you kidding?
Hang on a minute.
Wow.
I'm so confused. We've got to start.
Shake and serve.
Oh, great. So are they in a can or a little bottle?
A little bottle, and I've got some shakers for you as well.
Oh, you're kidding me. That is awesome. So what's in the range? Just as a couple of heart starters. What do we have?
We've got an espresso, we've got a Margie, we've got a Cosmo. We've got it all for you.
I mean, you have a lot of coffees in the morning, Whip, so this just takes it up a notch.
Well, I mean, if we're having an espresso martini, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah,
just to launch
you.
into the day. And then, say, a margarita followed by that.
Yep.
And then Sarah loves a Cosmo.
Do I what? And then we arrive at the first location.
How long's Mr. Stubbs been around for, Jeff?
About 6 months.
6
6
months.
Whip.
So you're brand new. This is exciting, mate. It'll be an honour to have a look at it.
Oh my God, I think my mum actually is obsessed with your espresso martini. It's all coming to me now. We were away for a wedding recently and she just kept taking a bottle of it with her.
How good is that? So you pour it into the shaker and then into the glass.
Ice, shaker, and the bottle. That's all you need.
Awesome.
All right,
Take the party anywhere.
Get it in the van. All right, load that up. It's going to be a busy van, Tom. We've got a fair bit going on.
Yeah, there's a lot
Jeff,
going on.
thank you, buddy. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, team. Have a great day.
Thanks, mate. Any other pubs or thoughts, Tommy? I get so nervous. I feel like we're about to run onto the field for a grand final.
Yeah, 13, 20, 14 if you want to sneak in your last one.
It's not too late, is it?
It's not too late.
Like, if we did
Too late.
36 pubs last year,
Yeah.
I'd be disappointed if we didn't hit 40.
Oh, we have to.
We
that's
have
the
to hit
commitment.
40.
Minimum.
Yeah, but Says, you know what happens? You get that 3 o'clock lull, which we did. We're at the Cock, I think, in Balmain, around 3 o'clock last year.
Called Dix, I think. But
Oh, man.
if you're referring to what I think you are.
Oh, you've renamed it. Oh, same but different.
It was an honest mistake.
Was it really?
Yeah, 100%.
I'm like, I've lived there a while. I don't remember.
You had
the Cox.
something to do with the penis.
Oh, there he goes.
We were at
Well
Dick,
done.
Says, 3 o'clock lull hit. You went out for dinner.
I did. I left and went to.
And I was just a lonely cock.
Yeah, still
You
are.
always are.
Still doing it.
The Fitzy and Wippa Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.